folks, welcome to the video. The topic for this video is going to be SEO keyword density and how keyword stuffing is killing your SEO in the AI era. We'll go back to year 2020 when a lot of us, including me, were writing pieces of content to optimize it for a search engine. And the most important parameter that we looked out for when we were writing any piece of content was keyword density. For those of you who don't know what keyword density is basically how many times your primary keyword appears in an overall piece of content. And the gold standard for that keyword density was at 2%, meaning if from the overall piece of content, your primary keyword appears in the content at 2% of the times, it's a good piece of content. Certain people will go with 1.5%, some of them will go with 2.5%. The scale has always been in between 1.5 and 2.5, 2 being like the gold standard out of it. And then there were certain pages, certain websites, certain content writers who would cross that limit. They would mention the primary keyword too many times. And that process is known as keyword stuffing, as it's in the name. You stuff a specific keyword so many times that it doesn't make sense. People will cross the limit and make it 3%, 5%, 6%, 10%. Even I've seen people going up to 20, 30% in an overall piece of content in an order to make it more relevant to search engines. This process might have worked in early 2000, 2005, 10 because search engines were kind of dumb. They were still evolving. They did not analyze data the way we humans do, and that might have helped. But if we come again, like to year 2020, this thing wouldn't work. If you're stuffing a lot of keywords in your piece of content, the only thing that you get is low visitors, a high bounce rate, and n number of time, getting penalized from Google if you use certain black hat tricks. What are black hat tricks? Like some people, in order to stuff their content with keyword, which they don't want those keywords to be visible, they will put white text on white background. So the keywords are not visible. The text is not visible. But when if you look at the code of it, which the crawlers go through, the HTML code, they will still read it. So that is a black hat technique. Again, these things would not work in 2020, and so it's a pointless thing. But now, if I come to 2025, when I talk to a lot of people, when I write a lot of pieces myself, and again, I follow the same 2% of the golden standard, and of course, other SEO things which are used when it comes to ranking your page better. But the 2% standard seems to be not working well now. And the reason behind that is something that I've been trying to search for. But it's been a good research for me as well. And the major reason behind it not working turned out to be artificially intelligent search. Things like Perplexity, ChatGPT, Google SGE. These are things which we all use in our day-to-day life, and we all know these systems are able to understand data much more better than what any search engine was supposed to do or was able to do 5 years back. And this exact thing has changed SEO in a big way. So in this video, what are we going to look into is what keyword density means today. Does keyword stuffing make any sense? To be honest, it doesn't. And with the change that AI has gotten into the SEO world, what is it that it is as marketeers we should be focused on when we are writing a piece of content for a business, for our clients, or for your own projects? What is it that we should be considering and how we should be writing our pieces? So, without wasting a minute, let's directly dive into the topic and try to explore what has changed from 2010, 15 to 2025, and what is it that we need to change when we work on SEO. Let's get started. So from where we are right now, let's try to understand what's changed from year 2020 to year 2025. That changed the SEO landscape in a huge way. So basically what has happened is that search engines have gotten smarter, like way too smart, like they are super smart, if I have to say. And this all began in year 2015 when Google came up with the RankBrain update, followed by the BERT update in 2019, and the mum and multimodal update in 2021. So let's dive into these updates to understand what changed and what is it that we have to be aware of when we are working on a piece of content to understand the SEO keyword related understanding much better. So let's get into that. So let's begin with RankBrain. RankBrain was introduced in 2015. RankBrain was Google's first AI, first AI system that used to understand search queries better than the previous updates, and especially the new and confusing ones. If I have to like give it an example, let's look at an example. Let's say you search for what's the movie where the guy forgets things and has tattoos. So before RankBrain, if we would have asked the same question to Google, it would have just looked at exact keywords like movie or has tattoos. But with RankBrain, Google could understand the intent behind it, and it could give us an answer like, oh, probably you're looking for the movie Memento. So this is what happened with RankBrain. So what really changed in SEO with the RankBrain update was Google did not focus much on the exact keywords. All as a content writer that you had to do was come up with useful content that answers people. Google became smarter in a way that it started understanding the meaning behind what you're trying to ask. Rather than try to understand what you're asking for, it would get the intent of what is it that you're looking for and provide you with the best result possible for that query. Followed by RankBrain was the BERT update, which was introduced in year 2019. It basically helped Google understand the meaning of word in a sentence rather than the individual words. When it would look at a sentence, it will try to understand the full context of a sentence rather than just focusing on single individual. For example, let's say if you ask Google, uh, can you get medicines for someone at a pharmacy? Before BERT, Google might miss the part about for someone and give you irrelevant result. But after BERT, Google understands you're asking about picking up a prescription for someone else, not yourself. So what specifically changed with the BERT update was that you did not need to write a content like a robot, but more like a human. You did not emphasize over a keyword like way too much. You start answering the real questions that people are asking, and it could be happening through blogs or Q&As or FAQs. And Google started understanding these questions better, and all it expected from us was to answer these questions much better way rather than just keeping our entire emphasis on a specific keyword, because Google can now understand what we are trying to say. Followed by BERT, we had MUM and multimodal update that was introduced in 2021. Mum is basically a super smart AI that understands text, images, videos, and like multi languages. It understands almost every language. If we have to look at an example, let's say you've climbed Mount Rena and now you want to climb Mount Fuji. You search for how should I prepare for Mount Fuji after climbing Mount Rena. With Mum, Google understands Mount Rena and Mount Fuji are both mountains but in a different countries. You probably want tips about training, gear, and travel. It might even show you results from Japanese websites and translate them for you. And what changed with the Mum update was Google started understanding images, videos, and articles at the same time. It could just process everything and get the context and intent out of it. And what it expected from us was to make content that had images, videos, and more supporting things available to it. So Google can deliver the best result to a consumer searching for something on the internet. From all these updates, the one thing that we can identify was uh, Google was just not a dumb thing anymore. It started reading well, so well that it started reading like humans. The ability, the evolution of Google went through the roof, and it was way too smart. And after the mom update, what we saw was generative AI and artificially intelligent search, things like Perplexity, Chat GPT. So it wasn't just Google anymore. We had n number of other players in the market, and we had to optimize content for all of them. So it's not just Google anymore. Now people use things like Siri, Perplexity, ChatGPT, Bing Copilot, and even voice search to find what they're looking for. And one thing I can tell you is that these AI engines, they don't look for keywords. They look out for the real answer, the real value that they can provide to a consumer who's trying to find something on the internet. So now let's try to understand with an example. So there was this man who has a company named Awesome Shirts, and he started an e-commerce platform. When he initially started the platform, he started putting on his landing pages, it said, "Buy awesome shirts. We sell awesome shirts. Our shirts are way too awesome. Awesome shirts available here. Awesome shirts on discount." And something like this, where he mentioned his primary keyword up to 6 7 times in a piece of content, crossing the 2% limit. And what we understand from this is the only thing that he will be having is regret, because he is not going to get any visitors. The only thing that again he will be having is high bounce rate, because the content is overly stuffed with keyword. It's not providing any specific value to the consumer. It has to provide some value. When I'm looking for, let's say, a shirt, I need an awesome shirt on an internet. How internet or any engine would try to understand this? They wouldn't go for a page that is saying awesome shirts 7 times. So okay, this page has 7 times awesome shirts mentioned on it, so probably this would be the best deal or the best option for any consumer, but it's not. So instead of that, what is it that we should be looking at if we are going to sell awesome shirt? Let's see what is it that we should be doing. SEO is all about semantic search now. You can't just say awesome shirt. You have to describe what your awesome shirt is. So I can't just go out and say we sell awesome shirt. Instead, what I can be saying is we sell quick dry, high fabric, premium shirts, which will be perfect for your weekend summer. This is something that describes the shirt rather than just saying we sell an awesome shirt. So in short, if I have to put it in a way that with generative AI and AI search, with the content that we're trying to put out, we just don't sell a product. We sell a vibe, or we sell a brand. It's not just limited to any specific keyword. That is something that we all need to understand. So how do you write for Google and this new AI engines? The only simple answer to your question is write as if you're answering somebody's questions. You're trying to be helpful to somebody. That's exactly what AI engines do. They answer you. When you have a question, you type it into Chat GPT and it gives you an answer. The way you do that is you be clear, you be detailed about it, and you be a human. Also, you use your keywords in a way that it's not overstuffed. You use it exactly where it has to be, some place where it has to make sense. You can't just keep on repeating it, even if you're using the 2% keyword density thing. Still, no, you have to use it where it's in fact needed. If it's not needed, the user is able to understand it without the keyword, you can go ahead with it. And if you do that, I'm pretty sure AI is going to like you. So how do you use your keywords in this new AI engine era? Again, I'll go back to the pizza. You don't want your topping to be too much, nor you want it to be less. You want it to be a pizza. If you get a cheese pizza, if it's just cheese on top of it, you're not eating a pizza, you're eating a cheese block. Or if it's just too less of a cheese on top of it, you're just eating the pizza base. So you want it to be a perfect pizza. And how we're going to do it is, I'll show you an example again of the awesome shirt, what they've been doing earlier and what they can be doing now. So let's see that. So let's look at the best practices that we can implement to use our keywords in a right way. We use our keyword in the title, we use our keyword once in the intro, and we use the keyword once or twice if our content keeps on flowing. And instead of just targeting our primary keyword, we use related phrases. For, let's say, for awesome shirts, we use phrases like graphic shirts, basic summer shirts, laid back streetwear, and this helps us in order to get recognized when it comes to AI. So if we were saying buy awesome shirts are awesome, get your awesome shirt now, we need to change that, and what we should be using is need soft clean shirt for everyday wear. Our awesome tees are breathable, laid back, and made to move with you. So now if you focus on that second version compared to the first one, the only thing that you will recognize it that it sounds like more human. It doesn't sound like a robot. You don't see the keyword again and again. You probably see it only once, but you try to describe a shirt in a way which you would do to your friend, or if you're selling a physical shirt in a store. And this is exactly what AI does. This is exactly what AI wants us to do. It wants us to write our data in a way that it actually helps us and the AI and the people who are using these AI tools to find their answers. So coming to the question, how much is the right keyword density that you should be measuring in the piece of content? If I talk about the old SEO, it was 2%. That worked for everyone. But now, if I have to talk about AI search with the new evolved search engines, that keyword density ratio has gone down to 0.5 to 1%. That too, if you use it naturally, you don't have to force fed it into the content, because the AI is not going to like it. What is it that we need to look into when we are writing a content? Keyword stuffing is bad. You don't want to do that. Again, you never want to do that. It's not going to bring you any good. Semantic content will always be good. The way we had an example, you just don't sell awesome shirts. You sell graphic tees. You sell summer shirts. You sell everyday streetwear shirts. That's semantic content. And that's what you want to do. AI will always reward real and helpful writing. Uh, that's the core of it. It wants good content. We need to write for humans first, and AI will automatically follow it. And also, you need to remember one thing, that in 2025, the search is changing. It's changing at a rapid pace. Google and Bing, they just don't show the search results. They directly show the answers. They don't show links. If you search for something, they'll directly give you an answer. Considering that, here are the some things that you should be following when you're working on your SEO in 2025. So here's what you should also be focusing on when you're doing your SEO in 2025. EAT is critical. Show your expertise, experience, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness everywhere. Use structured data, schema, FAQ reviews. AI loves clean, structured info. It boosts your chances of showing up in AI snippets. Entity SEO over keywords. Connect your brand to key topics and entities across the web. Mentions, backlinks, knowledge graph, they all help you. Optimize for visual plus voice search. Use alt text, video transcript, YouTube chapters, and schemas. AI models like Gemini and Mum are always watching you. Refresh old content. AI favors fresh, accurate info. Regularly update your top performing pages. Think like a user. User now search like the chatting, like best CRM for five person remote team with low budget. Create content that answers specific questions. And one thing to remember, zero click is rising. AI often answers without sending user to the website. To fight back, share unique opinions, build a community and brand, grow your email list and first party data. To give you a final thought, modern SEO isn't about tricking the algorithm anymore. Moreover, it's about understanding the algorithm and writing content that is for both humans and machines. So, the best that you can do is stop writing like a robot and start writing like a human. So, a reader can understand it. At the same time, their AI assistants, which are ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Gemini, they too will understand what you have written, and that will help you boost your business in the SEO game. If you like this content, definitely hit the like button and do hit the subscribe button if you wish to understand more things on digital marketing, business, and AI. Thank you very much.